That boy racer from next door parks his flashmobile in front of our drive once more, I swear. I'll grind his nuts into one of my raspberry frangipans and I'll serve it up for Easter. I'm sure he does it deliberately. It's the third time this week. And why he has to drive off in a roar of exhaust fumes with such blatant aggression is beyond me. It's a sign of too much testosterone. I've asked Neville if he'll raise the matter, but to be frank, he's about as wet as our Doreen's water feature when it comes to confrontation. They'll end up talking about carburettors and hubcaps and shock absorbers. Well, it's my shock which needs absorbing, thank you very much. My yoga teacher says I've got an abundance of adrenaline surging through my veins and I should do more meditation. I'd rather go out and buy 3 new shades of lipstick and down a large glass of sweet sherry personally. That's my meditation. Or medication, I suppose. You know, people laugh at postmenopausal women. Boy racer next door certainly does. He had the audacity yesterday to tell me I was suffering from delusional paranoia and I should get out more. I can cope with the hot sweats and the night flushes and things, but I just can't stand everybody ignoring me. Nobody listens to me anymore. Neville certainly doesn't. I can give him a full account of my day and he'll just sit there, blank expression on his face, and I can see he's looking down at his iPad trying to find out the latest racing results. And yet he still expects me to perform occasionally. It's like fighting off a bargain hunter in the January sales some nights. And let's face it, when you've no more fondant left in your cream egg, you have to make do with other pleasures. And for me, they're usually to be found in the women's section of Marks and Spencer's. Anyway, enough of me rambling on. But a word to the wise. If you have to tell your neighbour that she's a twisted old crone with too much time on her hands, expect to have your tyres let down. Yes, I know. You never imagined me to be up here doing this, did you? Clearing the loft. Oh, Neville's in the lounge. He's just finished watching the Titfield Thunderbolt for the umpteenth time, and now he insists on watching another episode of Colditz from that box set Julia and Freddie brought him at Christmas. He's testing my adherence to the 10 Commandments. Do you know, he can find time to wash his golf clubs religiously every week. Oh, and help train Doreen's rampant rhubarb when she flutters her eyelashes at him. But can he venture into his own loft for the occasional attic purge? Can he blazes? And I am sick to the back teeth of baking. I've made enough bread, tea, scones, cakes to furnish shuffle-bottom bakers until December. So I thought, Audrey, just do it. Just pull on your rubbers, venture into that loft and tackle it for good. So here I am. Do you know, I've been asking Neville to do this for 15 years at least, and I know that for a fact because half of these boxes are remnants from his mother's house, and she's been dead since 1993. The other half belong to a variety of relatives, including the boys, and they're not likely to set foot in here until we've kicked the proverbial. None of it's mine. Well, I tell a lie. There's a case down there full of old curtains, which I've been promising myself I'd rustle up into some winter frocks one of these days. Well, I will. That's another thing on the list after I've done all this. See, when is this ever going to see the light of day again? Cyril, Neville's father, brought it back from Hong Kong after the war, apparently. What in God's name? Oh, now this case belonged to his auntie Mabel. Peculiar woman, never married. She had a mouth on her like one of those gypsies from the petting farm. She never took to me. Well, the feeling was mutual, if I'm honest. The day she turned her nose up at my Geoffrey Archer novels, I knew we'd never get on. Rumour had it she belonged to some witch's coven, which is why I've never looked inside here, but what the hell? Dear God in heaven! Mabel's Magic Medicines. Let's have a look in this. Spell to cure warts. Spell to win the football pools. Spell for recalcitrant husbands. Do you dare me? Husbands all, you must beware. Cross your wife if you dare. For if you give her head an ache, this spell will cause your bones to break. Shall we? Clasp the amulet to your bosom. This'll do. And picture thy husband in thy mind's eye. Damn you, husband mine. I'll break your neck, I'll break your spine. You'll bow to me, you lazy brute, and your tongue will soon be mute. What was this woman on? Something illegal, I'm sure. Neville! Neville, come and have a look at this!
What now?
Oh, Neville, you're missing a treat! Come on! Neville? Neville! Have you seen this filth? Someone in the vicinity thinks it's a wheeze to circulate this offensive rag to most of the village, with the stalwarts of the community the butt of the joke, including me. Look, Audrey's world. It's full of sundry tat. They've done a parody of Woman's World with me as the problem page nanny. Neville thinks I should be flattered. He actually finds it quite amusing. I think it's criminal, personally. Here, listen to this. This is the problem page. Audrey Blenkinsop solves all your problems. Mrs. Blenkinsop has been giving advice all her life, so now she's ancient, there's nothing she doesn't know about. The cheek. And this is the letter of the week. It's from a so-called slack Randy at number 22. That'll be Deirdre Randall. I'm saying nothing. She writes, I decided to save all my money for a rainy day. The next day it rained, and having saved less than £8, I spent it all on 10 fags and a newspaper. I'm now penniless, what can I do? And I've apparently replied, go and position yourself provocatively on the corner of Queen's Place and Rowlands Road in your flimsiest top, thigh-length boots and thong. Any time of the day or night, you'll soon find a willing gentleman eager to part with his money. As if I'd recommend. Oh, and on the following page we have Old Hag's predictions, series of horoscopes. Scorpio. I can barely read this out. It's borderline pornography. Your orbital has shot 28 degrees over to Uranus, and Pluto is entering its climactic zone. No wonder you're raring to go. It's a celestial quincunx, whatever that is, out there, so it's no holds barred. It's unnecessary. How in the name of Beelzebub am I supposed to maintain a sense of decency with people like this in the vicinity? This place is going to the dogs. Neville was awed at yesterday on the limestone pavement above Malham Cove. You know the place, the geological feature over in North Yorkshire, all raggedy rocks with cracks in the middle. He was awed at by this mere stripling of a girl. She had eyebrows and lips like misshaped sausage balloons stuck on her face. I wouldn't care, she wasn't even wearing hiking boots. She had a pair of sandals on. They could have been Italian. I wouldn't have minded a pair myself. But on the beach, of course, not on such challenging terrain. Anyway, I'd inadvertently blurted out that he should take care. Neville, I said, ease up the pace a bit. You don't want to be falling down one of those cracks in your condition. Well, as you remember, he only had his hip replaced last year, and I didn't want a tragedy so far from terra firma. Anyway, this word of caution had only just passed my own unadulterated lips when we heard this trill riposte. "Oh," she said, in that condescending tone I so detest, followed by a tilt of the head, a patronising twitch of the nose, and an exhalation of, "Hasn't he done well?" as if she were talking about a 3-year-old who needed adult supervision. Well, I'm sorry, but you're talking about a man who not that long ago was striding over stiles like an Olympic hurdler. He's back to match fitness. He's just been appointed golf club captain again for the 3rd time. So I shouted out, "Excuse me, dear, we know what we're doing. We've been up here more times than you've posted on your Insta blabby thing. Yes, we've been hiking since before you were born." Cheek of it. I'm really proud of myself for not pushing her off the edge.